Hare Krishna everyone. I welcome you all in the on the third episode of the series Face the Change. In the first two parts we discussed about that how change is an inevitable part of our life and how we can manage these changes by a very simple yet effective tool called FACE. FACE is faith, attitude of tolerance, communicate and embrace. In the first two parts we had already discussed the faith and the attitude of tolerance. Today we'll talk about the communicate. In countries across the world, women are more likely to be diagnosed with depression and suicidal tendencies. Still, we have a much higher male suicide rate than the female. Why? Of course, there are a couple of factors contributing to this. One of the key elements is communication. Women talk to each other. They are willing to discuss their problem and issues, while men, they want to keep everything to themselves. They want to just bottle them up. In 2021, there were a couple of incidents from Goa in which young kids in the age group of 13 to 17, they left their homes to meet their online partners and lovers. In such cases, in majority of such cases, what was found was that there was no major issue in any of the families. In fact, parents were educated and well-to-do. The only missing element was communication. There was hardly any communication between parents and the kids. We all must have faced, while communicating with each other, that we often are, surprised or even shocked that how people misunderstand us. What they heard was drastically different from what we spoke. This is what is called communication gap. Most of the issues these days, most of the changes and crises we go through is because of the lack of communication or communication gap. In the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, communication is discussed as one of the major aspects of interpersonal relationships and effective leadership. So definitely, for sure, communication is an important fundamental part of our life. It helps us to, express, to connect, to collaborate, to exchange, to build relationships, to express our sorrows and joys, to share our joys and overcome our sorrows, and so on. It is unfair to say that a person who can talk and communicate also. This is absolutely incorrect. Right effective communication means talking to the right people and the right way. In fact, Bhagavad Gita teaches us the fundamentals of communication. It teaches us the importance of ethical communication, active listening, and graceful speaking also. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita teaches us how we should speak. In this shloka, he is saying, Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam cha yat swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiv vandamayam tab uchyate. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Yes, this is how Krishna is saying we should speak. And if we further go in the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna was in complete distress, he was going through the most toughest time of his life. He spoke, he communicated, but he communicated to the right person. He communicated to the person who was the wisest and the most trustworthy in his life. That is Lord Shri Krishna. So this should be the first step when we are in a distress or going through crises and challenges in our life. We should definitely communicate, but we should communicate with the right people. Else we will find ourselves in bigger problems. People might misuse us or may even give us harmful suggestions also, like opting to intoxication as an immediate relief for any change or challenge in our life. Krishna further in Bhagavad Gita demonstrates the importance of active listening. He patiently heard all the concerns of Arjuna without giving his own advice. So this is very important. Cultivating the patience to listen to the other person is very important aspect of communication. Without jumping to the final conclusion or giving your own suggestions or passing any judgment. So we should patiently hear. And then we all know that Arjuna was in a complete dilemma before he had a conversation with Lord Krishna. But after the conversation, he all his confusions were gone, and he chose the right path. He chose the what was good for him, what was correct for him. So this shows that Krishna communicated him to educate him, to empower him, so that he could take the right decisions in his life. All our scriptures, be it Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, or Ramayana, they are full of episodes and examples where there is a focus on the importance of right, effective communication. In another example from Mahabharata, Vidura, the wise Vidura, he would often get into communicate to Dhritarashtra that Dhritarashtra should leave his attachment to the power and kingdom. He would do this just so that he could put an end to the wrong deeds of Kauravas against the Pandavas. But Dhritarashtra would never accept that. Now, after the Kurukshetra war and death of all his sons, Vidura saw that Dhritarashtra was still in the kingdom and still as it is attached to the power. So, despite previous failed attempts, he did not lose hope. He again communicated the same thing to Dhritarashtra, that Dhritarashtra should leave the attachment to the power and embrace and pursue spirituality. Yes, this time the impactful words of Vidura resonated with Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra accepted it. So this persistency in communication is extremely important. When the issues are very tough and very critical, they need to be again and again communicated, discussed, and especially when our loved ones and our close ones are involved. So do not lose hope. Keep your communication channels open and try to revisit that topic again and again, so that you can finally come to a good conclusion. And another example from Ramayana, Hanumanji, he met Mother Sita first time in Lanka, and the Mother Sita was in such a situation that she could not trust anyone, and she had no idea that Lord Rama is sending his messenger. But Hanumanji's convincing and honest communication not only assured Mother Sita that Hanumanji was Lord Rama's messenger, she was even confident that Lord Rama will soon come and rescue her. So this is the power of honest and convincing communication. So what do we learn from this example? In case we are unable to reach out to our close, near and dear ones, our loved ones, and we are not able to effectively communicate to them, then we should seek help from from people who are wise, who are trustworthy, and who on our behalf can communicate effectively. See, this communication tool is very important. It is so important that it can help our kids face or navigate all the challenges and crises in their life. So empower your kids with this tool, communication. Keep all the channels of communication open with your kids, so that as and when they have any issues, without thinking, they can just come and speak to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you soon in my next video with some more parenting tips, parenting the Krishna way. Hare Krishna.